What's going on, everybody? Is What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click, you become a member. All you got to do is try recommend movies, music, trailers for me to react to. So click the link. Now, with that being said, I'm here with a special guest for day 2 of In the Month of Madness. Tell them what your name is, sir, even though you've been on the channel like a billion times.
Del Boy from Movie Mash. Check out my channel. Hopefully puts a link in the comment below. And he's invited me on to do this Silence of the Lambs because I like this film a lot. So I know, well, I know enough about it to talk about it, sort of thing. So thanks for bringing me on.
No problem, no problem, no problem. I never really thought about bringing guests on for the month of madness, but you brought it to my attention. I was like, you know what? That'll actually be a good damn idea. So here we are, month of madness, day 2, Silence of the Lambs. Let's go ahead and talk about it. This movie it came out in 1991 and is directed by Jonathan Demme, who did what movie?
Philadelphia,
which seems to be like a very big deal. I've never seen the movie, but Del Boy has, and he says it's amazing. So I guess this director does have some really good, movies on his belt, right? So, yeah. And Silence of the Lambs is yet another. So this movie stars Anthony Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins, and also Jodie Foster. Now, the one thing that stood out to me about this movie, and I'm as random as hell, but damn, dude, Jodie Foster is typecasted like a motherfucker, ain't she? She is always typecasted like in every movie, I swear, like from the beginning till God knows when. Something's always happening with her and men, like always. It never fails. Like I remember the one movie that was based, like she was in what movie? What was the movie when she was a kid?
Is it the one with Taxi Driver?
Taxi Driver. I believe she was also in another movie. Something the house at the end of the corner or something.
Yeah, something like that. With could it be Rob Lowe or something in it or some shit like that? I can't remember.
Yeah, and then the movie where she got raped on the pinball machine, and then this movie where she there's remember when she's in the room with the little nerdy professor, there's hints at her, like there's whole these looks at her where they're like, oh, you're a woman, like you shouldn't be in this field, or you're kind of like, she's still sexualized in this movie as well too. And then even in the Brave one, she's going for a jog in the park. She ends up her and her husband are walking in the park or whatever, and then they get mugged or whatever, and she ends up going down and hunting down the people that killed her husband. Like something's always happening between her and men. What's going on with Jodie Foster and men?
Maybe this is why she's come out as a lesbian. I don't know.
Is she a lesbian for real?
Yeah, she's she's a lesbian now with a girlfriend or wife or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, the only thing I'll say about this is most of the films, and it's ironic that it's a twist, most of the films up to this point where she was typecast is that she played some kind of hillbilly hick girl, wild, yeah. But if you watch this film, even though she's all very conservative and dressed conservative, when after a while you find out she is from a hillbilly background, so it's kind of back to the roots again. Yeah,
it pans out.
Yeah, so he brought the hillbilly out on her, sort of thing, with a nice bottle of Chianti.
Right. So this movie follows Jodie Foster's character Clarice. She's a detective I think she's trying to finish the FBI program, right? And what happens is her director gives her a special assignment to go talk with Anthony Hopkins' character Hannibal the Cannibal, and it's simply to do a survey. It's a survey that they've been trying to give this man for a long time, and every single time he's rejected it. But they feel like, you know what, you're female, maybe for some reason, just maybe this might work differently for you. Maybe he'll respond differently to you because you're a female. And it actually ends up happening too, right? So yeah. throughout.
she's young and she's learning, and he always likes to feel superior, and he feels like he's somewhat educating her, also kind of at the same time like a father figure. That's what I felt. It felt like he was on the next one. I think they were trying to suggest there was more to that,
like
which
a
I didn't
sexual
like.
nature to it.
Yeah, from him, I actually like the father type figure ish more sort of thing. But anyway,
Yeah, because it made him like truly. I don't know. It made Hannibal's character and the relationship more unique. Once you sexualize it, you kind of take away that uniqueness away from it. You know.
I felt at the end, not that I'm jumping, but I felt at the end, out of everyone that could be killed, he probably wouldn't kill her.
Yeah, I feel like he wasn't going to kill her either.
I don't know for sure, but it felt at the end of this movie, if he wouldn't kill her because he respected her or liked her too much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he even gave her the phone call. Like he didn't have to do that, but he
having
did anyway.
an old friend for lunch or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, exactly at the end. So, Jodie Foster, her first introduction. How did you feel about the introduction scene to Hannibal? Do you feel like it like warranted and set his solidified his character?
Yes,
as
definitely.
Like, yeah, right.
Because like Anthony Hopkins isn't a big man. You know, he's not the Dwayne Rock Johnson size. You know, he's small, and he's not like particularly beefed up or anything. But it was that first scene when you see the camera panning towards him and he's just standing there, kind of with that. He's not frowning. He's just kind of got this dead look on his face.
That emotionless look.
Yeah, really, and it feels like you prefer to fight Dwayne Rock Johnson than this guy. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That emotionless look really got me. Like,
and he had a grin, kind of like a deadpan grin.
Exactly.
You know,
right? I remember him on Magic, right? And then I remember seeing like kind of like that emotionless facial expression. And he has like this weird. He talks, and he just does. It feels like he never blinks. I don't know if it's just me, but when he's talking, he's like talking, and he's just like never blinking.
It's maybe I didn't notice.
I don't. That's what it just feels like. It feels like he rarely blinks. Like he's always like this. He's always like, "All right, Clarice. So what are you doing, Clarice? So what are we doing?" And he's always.
He has that one tone throughout the way he speaks the whole time. There's no up or down. It's the whole tone. It's just one tone. Also, just a bit of fun trivia. There's a film that came out back in the '60s. I think it was called 2001 Odyssey. I haven't seen it.
Oh, 2001: A Space Odyssey by Kubrick.
Yeah, that's the one. There's the robot goes. Or the AI goes a bit doolally on it or something. You know? And apparently he based his voice and how he spoke on the robot. On the robot.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yes, you know, it was like no matter what was happening, yes, the whole time it was just kind of like a deadpan, same tone throughout. Not angry, not sad, not nothing. Just there you go. Do you know? Also, apparently he spent time with serial killers.
Really?
Yeah, to get into the part. And when he first when he first was offered the part, he actually thought it was a kids' movie. Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. But he spent time with serial killers and all that, you know. So
kudos to him. That's amazing. So during this movie, we see the development of Clarice from a wet behind the ear agent to someone starting to figure out how to put the pieces together. And honestly, like she goes from being disrespected like that inmate like flings like semen in her face, and you know, like she gets locked in that garage or whatever, and she's really like putting the pieces together. Now, let's talk a little bit about the star, one of the big stars of the show, also Ted Levine's Buffalo Bill. How do you feel about Buffalo?
You know what? I was actually glad you said that, because he needs a shout out. This guy has been around forever. He's still around. He's in all kinds of films. I know he was in Fast and Furious. He turns up. He never really made a name.
Lotion in the basket.
But look, he did a really good job on this, right? I mean, will you fuck me? Do you know? Will you fuck me? Will you fuck me? And then, like, do you see the bit made me laugh? Is all of a sudden you see his face go right up to the mirror, and he's doing this. And you're like, what the fuck is he doing? No, he's putting these like. How hard could it be to put your nuts between your legs like that? Not easy for him, yeah. It puts.
I wonder, did he improv that, or I need to know? Did he improv that, or did the director say, all right, so this is what I need you to do. I need you to tuck your dick and balls, and I need you to dance like this. Like,
Yeah.
was he? I wonder if he did that on his own, or was he like directed to do that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's a funny question to think about. Like, did the director say, "Look, so check this out. This is what I need you to do. I need you to tuck your shit for this scene right here."
Yeah. Can you buck and tuck? Basically, can you buck and tuck? Yeah. And then that bit later on, like oh wait, is she a real big fat person? I was like, for fuck's sake, the way he speaks.
You know what though? Buffalo Bill's character is based, well, at least in this movie, it's based off of Ted Bundy. That whole when he wears the cast on his arm and he's trying to put the thing in a car and the girl comes to help him. That's exactly what Ted Bundy used to do. He used to put a cast on, act like he was hurt, do something, then the girl be like, "Can I help you?" Then he'll knock him out and throw him in the back of the truck and then take him and kill him. So
this is what I was going to say about this film is I was about 11 when it came out, and me and my friends snuck out at 12 o'clock at night, and we went to Oxford Street, which is a big place, and we snuck into the cinema, which it was easier to do back then than it is now. And we'd seen all kinds of horror films, but nothing like quite psychological as a kid. Like I'd seen Freddy and but nothing psychological. And I remember I was quite freaked out by it, even as a young lad. I didn't understand the ins and outs of it all, but the psychological, he frightened me. I will say that this film, I would say, is definitely a 10, easily.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're gonna make a video about that one of these days too. Actual 10 horror movies. But let me ask you something. Did you see that twist coming at the end?
What twist was that?
The facial swap with Anthony Hopkins and the guard.
No, I was 11 when I saw it, so no. You know.
Oh yeah, you did say you were young.
I didn't see it, and then when I see it, that was pretty cool. But I mean, as an adult, if I saw it as an adult, I don't know if I would have got it. I don't know, but that was a pretty good scene. It was very like to see him spread out, the whole his inside spread out. That was quite macabre, you know.
Yeah, he was like, an angel.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was good. It was dummy, and there was all just practical effects really back then, but it looked pretty fucked up, and I was traumatized by it. You know, I was just traumatized that this one man could do this. And this is the scariest part, is we spoke about this before, is that these killers exist. These kind of people, like Freddy, all right, it doesn't. Jason, okay. But this kind of, there is people who we've known throughout history, like Ed Gein and Ted Bundy, all kinds of people, you know, who have done stuff like this, you know, and still doing it. So, you know, this is where it's grounded in reality to an extent where it's actually frightening that people. And what makes it frightening is that Anthony Hopkins' character is so intelligent. He's super clever. I'm like, it feels like he's so clever. He's just, he's eating us all because we're below him, sort of thing, you know. That's the only way I can picture, because he's too clever.
It's funny how his character had he had everything already, like, no, he knew everything before they even figured it out. Like, he knew about this killer before he was even on the FBI's radar, which is crazy to think about how intelligent he is and how aware he is of the whole situation. Like, it's weird to think that serial killers interact, but he was wasn't he like a psychologist or something? He was a psychologist, right?
Yeah, you haven't seen Red Dragon, have you?
I have, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, it shows the start. He was helping Edward Norton's character catch himself, basically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was a psychologist, and he used to help the police catch people. Do you know what I mean? With their psyche and stuff like. But
like psychological profiles.
Yeah, sort of thing, and he'd help him with that. And Edward Norton could not figure out this one guy who was actually him, you know. And it was just by a book, just one book. Edward Norton was browsing through his library and see a book, and it had something to said that sweetbreads
I gotta watch it again. It's been a long time since I've seen Red Dragon.
That's
on my list to rewatch.
You know, and he was like, "This is him." But as I said, like, yeah, he is super clever, super intelligent, and
like you said, I want to highlight something that you said. You said how realistic and grounded
his character are real.
Yeah, because when you're comparing him to like the likes of everybody else, he has something that they don't, and it's like the sense of realism. Like this could really happen. Like an idea, like like Freddy exists. That's like folklore. An idea that Jason exists is like folklore. Michael Myers, that's like kind of like one of those like myths that you hear in the neighborhood, like an urban legend type thing. But Hannibal's character is really grounded in reality. Like there's people really
Buffalo Bill as well.
Yeah, because Buffalo Bill technically is a freaking mixture between Ed Gein and Ted Bundy. Because like I said, Ted Bundy Ted Bundy, when he used to go out like going for girls, he would look for a specific type of girl. They had to look a certain type of way, and that's exactly who he targeted. Because I think he was targeting people that look like his mom or like his ex fiance or something. And then Ed Gein would kill people and then like skin them and make like clothing out of them, kind of like what Buffalo Bill was doing. And then also that's the character that Leatherface is based off of, So just thinking about it, like it's when you really dive into the psyche of the movie, like the movie is super dark and deep, and it spawned the Red Dragon. Then you have Manhunter before all those came out, way before all these other stuff. Then you got Hannibal. Then you got Hannibal the series, and then you got the Clarice series. So this movie has basically created its own universe, and it also survived the test of time because it's still relevant. Like I don't know if Clarice is still on the air, but I know that Hannibal was well received. Like while it was on,
I watched it.
Yeah. Did it get canceled?
Sorry.
Did it get canceled or it just ran its?
I'm not sure if it got canceled or ran its course, but what I will say is, first of all, I don't really. I hate when you take a story and change too much. Do you know what I mean?
You feel like they changed too much in the Hannibal show?
Yeah. I know it's got to drag on for a few seasons, like Bates Motel and Psycho. They change too much, and then for me, it's not even Psycho anymore. And that's
a lot of people like Bates Motel. I didn't watch it though.
After a few episodes, I was like, "This ain't Psycho. I'm not watching it." And with Hannibal, I liked the first season, but it just went off. No, but people love it, and the guy who played it, it's his name, Mads Mikkelsen. He's a phenomenal actor. He's really good. But for me, when you change something, you're changing the story. You're changing too much. It's not it's not Hannibal anymore. Sort of thing.
All right. Go ahead. My bad.
I wanted to say also, we spoke about earlier, but Gene Hackman bought the rights to this film, the book. Yeah. I actually think he still owns them. And Gene Hackman, for those who don't know, Lex Luthor. But
I wonder if he's a producer.
I don't think he is actually, but all I know is that he was to direct this movie and play Hannibal, but he changed his mind after something to do with Mississippi Burning and his performance. He didn't want to be in that violent type role anymore, Okay. But the guy hadn't directed anything, and he's a great actor, and he is a big guy. He's actually quite scary when he wants to be. But
that wouldn't. I don't know. I feel like Hannibal looking like such an unintimidating person helped make him more.
I agree.
Yeah, like scary. More.
Yeah. I mean, look, if he was giant sized, that look on his face would you wouldn't pay attention, be more considerate about how big he is. But having him small, but just look like he knows something you fucking don't. Do you know what I mean? He just looks at you like, I know something you don't. Do you know? It's like constantly looking at you like, I know something that you don't. And you're like, what does he know that I don't?
Yeah, exactly.
What's his plan? It's always like that. And that's how Anthony Hopkins is great in this. I mean,
he's amazing.
He's been around for years. This is what made him, I think,
Yeah, I mean, he's already had like a nice list of movies, but this one really solidified him as an actor. I will say this before we outro. Buffalo Bill made that song very popular.
Goodbye Horses.
Yes, he made that song
That's a
so
cool
fucking
song.
popular.
I actually like that song.
It's a good fucking song.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like it's crazy. It's such a good song, but it's funny to think like where
As soon as you hear that,
yeah, you think that's what you think of. That shit's funny, but he made that song very popular. It's like how Stranger Things made that damn Kate Bush song popular.
Yeah. Also, I think it was redone on that film, Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, really? Or I haven't seen.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since
where one of them started doing the "Will you fuck me?" You know that, and they put the song on again, and so and it ended up being on the soundtrack to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's actually a decent song. Actually, like it.
It's a really good song. It's a good song.
It's very gothic or very.
Isn't it funny how like when you watch movies and certain movies just make songs pop, like you never expect to see the song with this scene, and then they do it, you know, like it's just like when you watch Reservoir Dogs and you get stuck in the middle with me, and he's dancing with the little razor and he's cutting them. You know, you don't expect that, right? And then like it's Quentin Tarantino does it a lot too. It's just certain songs that you input in the movie, you don't expect it, but it just goes, you know?
Yeah.
But what's up?
Yeah, no, I agree. That it just, and the whole thing, what was going on, and it puts the lotion in the basket, and then that song,
lotion in the basket.
You know what I mean? And that fucking dog, do you know? But yeah, no, he was good though, I have to say, and he's done a lot of films, you know, and he's never really made it, but he did a good job.
You know who he reminds me of? Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. No, okay.
I don't remember.
All right. Anyway, look, before we exit, I went to this 90s museum in LA, right? It's like this it was like a 90s slasher museum. And one of the exhibits in the museum was like you go into like this little tunnel, it looks like the inside of a well. And then when you look up, you see like it's blurry at the top, but there's like this knife that they give you that's like interactive. So you tap the knife against like this little green sticker, and then it plays a video at the top of the well, and then it's his character looking down, Buffalo Bill looking down, like, put the motherfucking lotion in the basket. He says that, and then there's like a basket dangling with a rope, and then you just see the dog barking too. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it sounds good.
But yeah.
But again, this is definitely like for anyone who's watching this and who hasn't seen it, you're in for a treat.
Oh hell yeah, dude! If you have not seen Hannibal, what are you waiting?
I will say, because I know you're not going to talk about the other two in any other videos, but I will say that Red Dragon is pretty decent as well.
I remember Red Dragon being cool.
Hannibal is all right. There is some serious macabre bits on it, but it feels more of an action film, and it just feels a bit out of place.
It's different from this movie.
It's different from Red Dragon. Red Dragon does feel more like this one. Do you know what I mean? Hannibal,
like it's more tied to the universe.
Yeah, it's a Ridley Scott movie as well.
Red Dragon?
No, Hannibal.
Oh shit! I was like, Hannibal's a really okay, but
yeah.
All right, so like Derek said, if you guys have not seen this damn movie, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and watch this movie. You are in for a treat. It's a psychological thriller horror. Good job. I gotta watch some more movies for my Month of Madness thing. But anyway, that's our review. That's our discussion more like, because it wasn't even a review. We just discussed the damn movie. So that's our discussion. Let us know if you agree or disagree with anything that we said. Don't forget to hit up Del Boy's channel, Movie Match Reviews. I have it in the description. All you gotta do is click it. It takes you right there. What are you waiting for? Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button on my channel. It helps the video move. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. And then we will see you guys tomorrow for day 3 of In the Month of Madness.
See ya.